welcome back to Foster and Grow, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us again. I hope you loved the video on how to make a kokedama. It was great fun. Let us know what you thought.
Yeah, and if you have liked the content either on our how-to videos or plants, please remember to subscribe. It really helps us. But we'll track on to the next one today, which is the Crassula Ovata.
So this has many common names. It's also called a money tree,
A jade plant,
a common jade,
or a lucky jade.
and that's just to name a few. And these come out of South Africa and Mozambique.
Yeah, so in terms of size for the Crassula Ovata, one of the things you will notice, they're a reasonably large size plant. So they get to about 90 centimetres tall and about 60 centimetres wide.
Yeah, that's 36 inches tall and 24 inches wide. However, we've seen examples of this plant that are actually a bit bigger than that, haven't we, Jared?
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe 1.5 metres high, maybe a metre wide, but that tree was about 80 years old, so...
We've also, our grandparents had quite a massive one as well.
Yeah,
which,
this is true.
Yeah, very beautiful plant when they get to that size.
Amazing.
Yeah, so apart from that though, what you'll first notice when you look at these plants is that they've got a really beautiful kind of dark green to kind of jade colour which goes across them, which ties in with a little bit of their naming for feng shui and such, but we'll touch on that more later. Apart from that, you'll also notice that the leaves get little red tinges. Now, this is a sign that the plant's been healthily stressed and it's had enough sunlight to basically get those red little margins.
Yeah.
Following that, the other main points which we'll probably consider with this plant is that branch-wise, they're very green when they first start growing, when they're a very young plant.
Yeah.
But once they get to a mature age and get bigger, they basically get browning around those sections and they become really strongly branched, thick bases around them. So we'll show that in the video as we're going. But apart from that, I think we'll just push on to location now.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so when it comes to location for the Crassula Ovata, they are versatile plants. You can put them both inside and outside. However, there are a couple of considerations you'll need to take into account. So if you were going to put them outside, they can get down to about -6 degrees Celsius.
So that's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
That would be the absolute minimum and not a best case scenario. If you did have it outside in those temperatures for an extended period, you would get probably frost burn and you'd eventually lose that plant, especially if it's a smaller plant. So we'd say anything under about 1 degree Celsius, which is what, 34, 35, I think?
Yeah, 34 Fahrenheit. Yep.
Yeah, so anything below that temperature, you would probably want to cover the plant or keep it under an eave if it's outside. They would tolerate a light frost. They do here tolerate a light frost, but if it's consecutive frosts, again, you'll get frost burn and the plant won't be happy. You might lose it. So in winter time here, we would possibly, if it's a plant this side, move that inside or put it in a greenhouse. If it is inside, we'd need to keep it near a window though. It needs to get about 6 hours of sunlight every day, just like most succulents, but they will grow inside. But as Jared was saying, they would probably lose their red edging if they're not getting as much direct sunlight. So just something to be aware of.
Yeah, so in terms of plant care, there's a few basics which we'll touch on straight away. So you do want a well-draining soil. As we always refer to, one method we would like you to try and maintain is check the soil, check the leaves. So push down into about 1 inch of the soil. If you get any moisture, you don't need to water the plant. If there is dryness, you need to give it a bit of a soaking.
Yes.
Apart from that, the leaves, when we say check the leaves, you want to check that they're not wilting away a little bit. Because if they are, again, a sign that basically they need a bit more water. In terms of if they're kept inside, the other key considerations you have is basically, first of all, you might lose a bit of the beautiful red tinging you get with these guys, and it might go a little bit of a darker green, just because it's the lack of sunlight. The other thing you might notice is that you also might get a little bit of etiolation. So this guy's showing it maybe a touch, where basically if we talk about etiolation, It just means that the plant's stretching out to basically try and search the sun. So as you can see with this one, it's probably had sun coming from that direction and it's been searching towards it. So to fix that, all you need to do, just make a cut, just probably about there. Keep a few leaves towards the bottom, and then all you're going to do, you can use that cutting to create another plant, which Gareth will touch on in propagation.
Yeah.
And the other bit of it, you basically will move into a slightly more well-lit position.
Yeah. And
provided you don't go from, say, 5 hours to 7 hours of sun, you've given it a little bit of gradual increase in light, it will flourish and, like that. Thicken up. Yeah,
what if it's outside, Jared? Any considerations if we've got that plant outside?
Yeah, so probably the other main thing is just, if you can, try and protect it from afternoon sun, because it's the harshest type of sunlight during the day,
especially in Australia. Yeah. Obviously depends where you live, but yeah, we have to do that here. Yeah, so that brings us to propagation. So there's two ways that we'd recommend you actually propagate this plant. First way is the way that Jared has already mentioned, where you could get a stem cutting. So essentially take a cutting off of one of the stems, just make sure you've got about 2.5 centimetres or an inch below the bottom leaves. And yeah, you'll let that callus, which will take about a week, and then you'll leave that in indirect sunlight, so yeah, on a windowsill or in a greenhouse for about maybe a month, and then eventually, this is about probably 2 months later, we've got rooted plants now, which is fantastic. The other way you can do it is through just a leaf. So these leaves have actually just fallen off one of our plants, and again, they actually weren't sitting on a windowsill or in a greenhouse.
Just sitting below the plant, yep.
Yeah, so some of them might not actually succeed, but these are a couple that have, and it's another very, very simple way that you can actually propagate this plant. Yeah, so I'm sure you've got some very interesting facts about this plant, Jared, because there are a lot of sort of folklore and, certain things that people believe about this, aren't they? The Crassula Ovata is quite famous in that respect.
Yeah, so in terms of the naming of these plants, you'll notice a lot of the time it's money, lucky plant,
friendship plant, something like that, yeah.
So the reason behind that is, you've got a few reasons behind that. Is basically, first of all, the colouring of this plant is very similar to jade mineral. So in feng shui, that's basically supposed to represent wealth and prosperity. Further to that, these guys also get basically little heart-shaped leaves. So it's that one there, but we'll throw a picture up there just so you can see it clearly. And that's supposed to also represent basically healing or harmony as well, and prosperity.
Yeah.
But there's one other little point as well, Gareth, and that's to do with friendship with these plants.
Yeah, so generally you actually want to buy these for people as a gift, especially for like housewarmings or just to help adore someone's home. You usually see these at a front or back door. It's maybe possibly catching wealth and keeping the wealth within the house, but supposed to be very lucky plants if they're given as a gift. So if we sell them, like a lot of the time, someone will say, or we tell them, buy them as a gift for your friend. It's supposed to be luckier. So interesting. Anyways, don't know if it's working. We probably need to get a couple more near our front and back doors, maybe. Who knows? The other thing about this plant and a couple of other succulents is that they are mildly toxic.
So that's one thing to bear in mind. It's just to humans and pets.
So if you've got cats, dogs, younger children, I guess, be aware that if there's things going missing, somebody might be getting nauseous or vomiting or getting other very unpleasant things. But that's about the only thing that's not lovely about that plant, probably.
So we hope you've liked the video today, guys. If you've enjoyed, as we always say, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Really helps a lot. Until then, have a lovely week and we'll see you next time.
Bye.